and welcome to Great Getaways. Well, we've got a special show for you today where we're going to be taking you around visiting places that you don't have to drive to. Somebody else is going to do it for you.
We're going to visit today, Tom, Midland, Bay City, Saginaw, Frankenmuth, and Birch Run.
Wow.
A lot of different places to get to, all within minutes of each other. A lot of really cool attractions to see, like up in Midland with the Alden B Dow home. Here in Saginaw, we're at the Fredericks Sculpture Museum. Everybody knows Frankenmuth and all there is to see and do there. Birch Run has wonderful shopping at the premium outlets, so we're going to take a big tour and try to get it all in one day.
I think we better get started because we got a lot to see.
We got a lot to cover.
Production of Great Getaways is made possible by Rocky's Great Outdoors, located in Burton, Michigan. Rocky's carries a complete line of motorcycles, snowmobiles, camping, and hiking gear, including canoes and kayaks. Forward Corporation, operating over 30 complete convenience centers, motels, and restaurants across Northeast Michigan. Waukegan Shores Resort was established to provide guests with premium facilities to enjoy their precious family time. This is your lake house, your cabin in the woods, your family playground. We look forward to your visit and seeing you for years to come at Waukegan Shores. There may be no better way to learn about living, playing, and working in the Great Lakes Bay region than by taking a bus tour of the area, and that's what we're going to bring you on today's show. Our itinerary includes stops for shopping and dining. You'll experience a variety of cultural activities, learn historical facts of the area by visiting museums, and relax at the zoos and gardens. There are countless opportunities to explore Bay, Midland, and Saginaw counties where people of diverse backgrounds have created a unique and distinctive area. There are endless options to experience and explore, so let's get started. Exit 136 on I-75 lands you at the largest outlet mall in the Midwest, Birch Run. Premium outlets. There are amazing discounts that are hard to resist at its more than 120 name brand stores where you'll find something for everyone.
We really pride ourselves on the variety of stores that we offer. You see a great mix of women and men, kids that come to shop because our store mix represents all of those things together. We have several stores here that aren't offered at any other outlet location within Michigan.
It's easy to go from store to store under the covered walkways, and when you enter your favorites, you'll find them well stocked with the latest in fashion. Be assured there is something for everyone at the Birch Run Premium Outlet. When you are famished from your shopping, stop at Tony's I-75 restaurant for one of their infamous platefuls of food. Tom's eyes sure got big when he received his order.
Toby, will you feel?
That's the infamous pound of bacon on a BLT.
Homemade Italian. The BLT. Everything looks okay?
Yeah, it looks
good. I'm not gonna be able to fill your big mouth, huh?
I guess
You guys enjoy.
A wonderful stop for the family is the Wilderness Zoo, where you'll have a unique experience observing the more than 50 species of exotic and native animals in exhibits that allow you to see the animals much closer than at a typical zoo. In the petting area, you'll be greeted by animals such as alpaca, calves, rabbits, ducks, miniature horses, and goats. The mission of the zoo is to strengthen family bonds and to promote conservation of the natural world, and it is accomplished through hands-on and close-up experience with animals. 'Tis the season all year long at Bronner's Christmas Wonderland, the world's largest Christmas store in Frankenmuth. As the bus pulls up, everyone is excited to enter the store and experience the warmth and wonder of the Christmas season 361 days a year. The impressive building covers 7.35 acres or 5.5 football fields of space, with more than 2.2 acres devoted to the sales room.
Bronner's Christmas Wonderland, the world's largest Christmas store. It was never envisioned to be the world's largest Christmas store here in Frankenmuth, Michigan. My father had a penchant for Christmas, and he made the transition from being a sign painter into the Christmas business, and it just grew and grew and grew and grew to become the world's largest Christmas store.
More than 2 million guests come to Bronner's annually to see their displays. The beautiful displays give shoppers great Christmas decorating ideas. Perhaps you'll want to add pieces to your family's traditional display or start a new tradition of your own. A stop at Bronner's Christmas Wonderland is a must when touring the Great Lakes Bay region. Frankenmuth is there to welcome you and your family. As we roll into town known as Michigan's Little Bavaria, we come to the Main Street shopping district where there are shops of all kinds, from clothing to candles, candy to wine, and trinkets for friends. The experience is enhanced with the beauty of sculpture and water fountains. Along with the wonderful sights around town, we inhale fabulous smells of its famous eateries. Along with world-famous chicken dinners at its popular restaurants, vendors offer great Bavarian treats. Many of the restaurants are not only known for their food, but also their architecture. The town is also known for its covered bridges crossing the beautiful Cass River that can be observed from many venues. Perfect places to meet with friends and family. Frankenmuth is home to many festivals, including summer music in August, Autofest early in September, where more than 2,000 classic cars, street rods, and muscle cars line the streets. It is a weekend of fun and entertainment for all ages, especially at the Friday night Big Block Party on Main Street and the Oldies Fest Dance in Harvey Kern Pavilion on Saturday. Oktoberfest follows in September, the only officially sanctioned Oktoberfest celebration outside of Munich, Germany. Come down to the Harvey Kern Community Pavilion, a scaled-down version of an authentic German beer hall where German bands perform and authentic German fare is served. Zender's Snowfest in January is a fun-filled winter event for the whole family. It hosts one of the top snow sculpting events in North America. For more than 20 years, visitors have arrived in Frankenmuth to enjoy the larger-than-life snow sculptures and exquisitely detailed ice carvings. Before saying auf Wiedersehen to Frankenmuth, we have a special stop to make. As we step off the bus at this historic site, we learn the Lutheran Historic Church is the cornerstone of Frankenmuth.
This is St. Lawrence Lutheran Church, and when Frankenmuth was founded in 1845, the 15 German Lutheran missionaries that came this way to teach ultimately Christianity to the native Chippewa Indians, this is the location that they settled at, because the church was built, even though we're looking at the church that was originally constructed in 1880, originally across the street, there's a wooden log cabin over there, and that was what they first put up and worshiped and lived in for a number of years. Then they had a white wood frame church that no longer exists, and then this building was built. And this is like the cornerstone of Frankenmuth, because Frankenmuth wouldn't exist if it weren't for St. Lawrence Church.
We are standing on the ground.
Yes, we are.
Grounds.
Yes, we are. So it's a very good example of American Gothic architecture, and the windows inside are phenomenal, tell the whole history of Frankenmuth.
It's back on the bus for a short ride to the Temple Theater. This is a great way to travel and visit so many places in the Great Lakes Bay region. We have had a safe and enjoyable ride so far and are anxious to get to our next destination over Michigan's highways and byways as we come into Saginaw to visit the historic Temple Theater built by the Elf Karaf Shriners and opened in 1927 and restored in late 2002.
We're standing in front of the Temple Theater right now. We just got bussed over here, and you know what? I've been hearing a lot of great things about this, and it's an historic building?
Yes, it is. It was an old vaudeville theater that for many years fell into disrepair. Actually, people had moved in, done some remodeling, temporary walls or whatever, but thanks to a local family that decided to invest about $5 million into it, they brought it up to its beautiful original glory, and the crystal chandeliers are now shining again.
No, they actually use the theater then?
Oh yeah, actually it's home to our Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra. They do regular performances in there. It's used for movie theater things. There's actually a Barton pipe organ built on a hydraulic platform. There's only a few left in the country that it comes up from the orchestra pit up to stage level, and they can do pipe organ concerts or whatever. So it's used for various different things.
We are in for a real cultural treat as we're welcomed to the Japanese Cultural Center, Tea House and Gardens of Saginaw. The Tea House was constructed in 1985 as a collaborative effort between the city of Saginaw and its sister city of Tokushima, Japan. It is treasured as one of the most authentic tea houses in North America. During the tea ceremony, celebrants wear traditional kimono as they perform the 400-year-old ritual of serving tea. Performing the tea ceremony fulfills their mission to promote intercultural understanding and peace through a bowl of tea, and it's an experience we truly treasured. As we continue our tour of the city of Saginaw, we were drawn to more of its historic places of interest, including this French chateau.
Well, Herb, you've got us going around downtown Saginaw. Now, I noticed that there's a lot of historic buildings that are down here, but the one we're in front of right now is possibly the most unique I've ever seen in a city. What is this?
It is our Saginaw County Castle Museum. It's our historical museum building. Actually, it was built by the federal government as a post office, would you believe? The government decided that they were going to have post office buildings in every big city across the U.S. patterned after their heritage. So Saginaw is authentic French. You want to go in and see them?
I do.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
The museum hosts not only its permanent exhibits, but temporary and special exhibits introduce you to important events and people of Saginaw. We felt like we were taking a walk back in time as we went through the period rooms. Art is the feature of our next museum stop, the Marshall M. Fredericks Sculpture Museum.
Herb, tell me a little bit about where we're at right now. I see this beautiful little park-like area that we're in.
Well, we're actually on the campus of Saginaw Valley State University.
Okay.
But we have the Arbery Fine Arts Center here, which is home to the Marshall Fredericks Sculpture Museum. And Marshall Fredericks, even though he's not a native Michigander, but this is where his studio and a lot of his artwork ended up. You see 100 or so finished product statues out here in the grounds and in the gardens. But if you actually go into the museum, there's 1,000 wonderful works of art in there, all basically in their plaster form, which were then converted into the finished bronzes that you see around the gardens and other locations across the state of Michigan.
What might be a famous sculpture that he did?
Probably the most famous is what we call the Cross in the Woods, and that's actually located up in Indian River, Michigan. It's a big outdoor Catholic shrine with a 25-foot Christ figure hanging on a California redwood cross, but the plaster positive is hanging here in the sculpture gallery. It's probably the primary piece that most people are familiar with.
The gallery is intended as a cultural resource, and as you visit its spacious, well-lit viewing space, you'll find the exhibits and artists to be of interest to a variety of tastes.
Well, Herb, where are we off to now?
Well, actually, I think we need to head up to Midland. There's some really cool attractions up there that you're really going to love.
Good. I like to see all kinds of things, so we're getting that today.
You got it.
For small city charm with big city choices, Midland offers a diverse mix of quaint shops, unique eateries, parks, and bustling businesses to explore. A feast for our eyes was our next stop on our bus tour. Who knew there were more than 250 varieties of dahlias, each variety planted and labeled along the gravel pathway? We were awed by the 3,000 plants arranged on the 8 stone terraces, all maintained by volunteers. Curious as to how this beautiful garden came about, we learned that in 1966, Chrisanne Breed gave her mother yellow and red dahlia tubers for Mother's Day. Her father, Charles Breed, planted the tubers and began a lifelong love affair with dahlias. Then Charles requested permission to plant dahlias on the vacant property next to his design studio, and he, with the help of property owner Bill Fisher, began with 1,700 tubers and 200 yards of topsoil to create Dahlia Hill. It pleased us to be surrounded by more colors than are found in the rainbow. This inviting stop with benches and resting areas attracts visitors of all ages. Our tour guide took us to one of Midland's favorite attractions, Dow Diamond, where you hear sports fans' favorite words, play ball. The Great Lakes Loons entertain at their home field, Dow Diamonds, on Main Street, and have been drawing huge crowds since their inaugural game at the field in 2007. They are affiliated with the Los Angeles Dodgers and play in the Midwest League. There are 12 suites at the stadium and friendly staff and ushers. The giant solar-powered video board keeps fans abreast of the score and what is going on. The 21 concession stands offer you a unique ballpark culinary experience. There are 13 loons that have played at least one game in the major leagues. It's easy to catch the enthusiasm of players and fans alike. One of our favorite experiences is to attend a night game. Watching baseball under the lights gives you a completely different experience. A visit to the ballpark is a must. Exciting action and antics on the field and around the park guarantee a good time. Our final stops in Midland are associated with the name most people connect to Midland, Dow. First, we visit Midland's national treasure, the Alden B. Dow home and studio, designated as a National Historic Landmark.
This is the home and the studio of Alden B. Dow. He was the third son of Herbert Dow. Herbert Dow is the founder of the Dow Chemical Company. Alden grew up just down the street in a very Victorian home called the Pines, and that's now part of Dow Gardens. Alden went off to school, became an architect, studied with Frank Lloyd Wright after he was a certified architect, and then came back to Midland to create his home and his studio.
Built into the natural environment and surrounding the pond, the Alden B. Dow home draws you into rooms of diverging angles, soaring roof lines, brilliant color, abundant natural light, and geometric patterns. The home and studio reflects architect Alden B. Dow's desire to redefine buildings, and it allows visitors to experience, enjoy, and discover innovative mid-20th century modern architecture. Can you imagine working in a creative environment like this? As soon as we entered the Dow Gardens, a 110-acre botanical garden of natural beauty, our senses went into high gear. Starting with our eyes, there were beautiful blooms from flowers to shrubs and trees in all directions. Of course, our sense of smell took in both the pungent and sweet aromas of the flowers. We heard the comforting, relaxing sound of water from babbling brooks to waterfalls and fountains. The gardens were started in 1899 by Herbert Dow. He created them along with ponds and hills according to a simple philosophy that is still followed to this day. Never reveal the garden's whole beauty at first glance. That is true as you follow the paths around the gardens. The flowers are marked to clear any confusion you may have about what they are. You'll come across a beautiful bridge that, if you have your camera, and you should, you can get a picture of a perfect reflection. The gardens are a place for the whole family. They are open year-round and host to a number of events including art, music, yoga, and outdoor movies. Visit Dow Gardens to relax, to learn, to thrill all your senses. It's a real gift and delight for you to enjoy. A tour of the Great Lakes Bay region would not be complete without visiting Bay City. Downtown Bay City is a place like no other. It has the characteristics of a big city and the personality of a small-town community. This vibrant community is no cookie-cutter town. Its unique environment offers numerous activities and attractions that will fill a day or a lifetime. You can't miss the two-masted schooner, the Appledore 4, based in Bay City. The schooner is used for educational programs and training June through September they go on one of Saginaw Bay's sails and learn the fascinating history of the Saginaw River as it sails from downtown Bay City out to the Saginaw Bay. Once out on the open water, help the crew set the sails or relax and enjoy the view. In July, Bay City proudly hosts the largest gathering of tall ships in the state of Michigan when majestic tall ships will line both sides of the Saginaw River the way they did more than 100 years ago. The sight is guaranteed to take your breath away. You'll be inspired by Bay City's tall ship celebration and all the activities including the arrival of the tall ships, deck tours, maritime music, children's crafts, excursions, reenactments, and more. Wow, excellent, amazing, definitely worth a trip. That's how we and most visitors describe our next stop, the St. Laurent Brothers Nut Company, established in 1904.
St. Laurent Brothers was founded in 1904 by two brothers, and they worked here for quite a while. Then one family kind of took it over, and then we purchased it in 1985. Our specialty, pretty much our fresh roasted nuts, cashews, peanuts. Our peanut butter is known throughout the Midwest, and people order all over the country. And then we also do hand-dipped chocolates and things, clusters, peanut clusters, cashew clusters. That's kind of what we're known for, chocolates and nuts and peanut butter.
With the addition of some chocolate melters and some very talented hand dippers, they also carry a complete line of homemade nut clusters in milk, bittersweet dark, and white chocolate. We took another step back in time when we stopped at the Midwest's premier antique establishment, the Bay Antique Center. The block-long showroom is known for its variety of antiques and merchandise and the friendly, knowledgeable dealers that offer it. Created out of love of toys and trucks, we enjoyed our stop at the Antique Toy and Firehouse Museum in Bay City. The museum is home to more than 60 motorized fire trucks, the largest collection of fire trucks in the world. Bay City features the Bay City Motor Car Company, where we found a rare, amazing collection of classic cars, some dating back to the 1930s, along with a display of Michigan rock and roll memorabilia. We anticipated our next stop, a battleship resting in Saginaw Bay. Built in Maine, serving in Pacific, and now resting in Michigan, what an inspiring attraction to visit and honor.
Well, Mike, you've got us out here today. We're on the Saginaw River, and we are on a destroyer, which is kind of odd to find out here on the Saginaw River.
You know, you don't find many of these around the Great Lakes. The USS Edson is the largest surface warship in the Midwest. The ship is 418 feet long. She is 45 foot at the beam, and she stands 112 feet tall.
Wow.
The ship's motto is 3 guns, no waiting. These guns are 5-inch barrels on them, 5-inch 54s is what it's called. They will reach out 13 miles, touch you right where it hurts. Fires 40 rounds a minute. That barrel on there, it's only good for so many rounds, and it weighs 5,700 pounds.
Wow.
This ship was named the top gun ship in Vietnam. It fired more 5-inch rounds than any other ship.
Whether you or a friend or relative served in the Navy or not, a visit to this ship to see how the Navy men lived and how the ship worked will increase your appreciation for their service. We have taken you on a bus tour of all 3 counties in the Great Lakes Bay region. Which would you choose for your adventure on your Great Lakes Bay bus tour? Would you pick Bay County for a leisurely trip on the tall ship Appledore and a stop at the historic battleship USS Edson? Would you pick Midland County for a leisurely trip through Dow Gardens or the incredible architecture of the Dow home? What about Saginaw County, where it's an unbelievable shopping experience in Birch Run at the premium outlets? Maybe it's all 3 counties. Well, we want to know what your favorite is and have set up an online voting page for your choice. Let us know your favorites and we'll post your vote and opinion online. We visited a lot of places on our Great Lakes Bay region bus tour. I enjoyed every single stop. We hope you enjoyed it as well, and I encourage you to learn more about the Great Lakes Bay region after watching today's show by ordering a free information packet from the contact information on your screen. We really enjoy your comments, so be sure to let us know what you thought about today's show. Use our travel planner for your own great getaway to the Great Lakes Bay region, and be sure to visit our Facebook page and Pinterest and Twitter accounts often. Your online adventure will be just the start of your next great getaway.
We're finishing our tour here in the Great Lakes Bay region. We're in Bay City. We're down on the waterfront. And Herb, I'm telling you, we had just a great day. There's so many exciting things to do. How are they going to find out more information about it?
Basically, really what they need to do is if they would like to join a motor coach tour or build one of their own, go to a local tour company or travel agent and inquire there. But if they want specific information about any of the properties here in the Great Lakes Bay region, visit our website at www.gogreat.com or give me a call actually at the office. You can reach us toll free at 800-444-9979. My email is actually on our website, so they could always get in touch with me that way. But I'll be more than happy to help anybody put a tour together.
Okay, and if you can't remember all that, you can always go just to our website too at greatgetaways.tv, and you'll find everything he's just told you about and more. So great day, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Production of Great Getaways is made possible by Rocky's Great Outdoors, located in Burton, Michigan. Rocky's carries a complete line of motorcycles, snowmobiles, camping, and hiking gear, including canoes and kayaks. Forward Corporation, operating over 30 complete convenience centers, motels, and restaurants across Northeast Michigan. Waukegan Shores Resort was established to provide guests with premium facilities to enjoy their precious family time. This is your lake house, your cabin in the woods, your family playground. We look forward to your visit and seeing you for years to come at Waukegan Shores.